Markwayne Mullin. He is a Republican from the state of Oklahoma who also sits on the Senate committee that oversees education. Senator, thanks for being with us here on the Hill once again. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on, Blake.
Of course, of course. So let's start with the Department of Education. Do you think it's realistic, Senator, that it actually will be eliminated? Donald Trump has said he wants that to happen, but do you think it's realistic?
Well, I mean, anything's possible, right, as Washington, D.C. Right. I think we need to get our education system as close to the local level as we can. The education system hasn't always existed. And, in fact, since the Department of Education has been put into place, you've seen them, actually, you've seen our test scores slowly fall. You've seen that we've got rid of a lot of curriculum that should be basic, and they've moved to other requirements that maybe doesn't fit into what the state would like to see taught. I believe that if we put it back in the hands of the local, I mean, why do we have school boards? Why do we have superintendents? Why do we have principals? Why do we have a Department of Education inside our own states if we're going to have a nanny state in Washington, D.C. trying to dictate how all schools need to be taught? One size does not fit all. Oklahoma is drastically different than California, and California is drastically different than Massachusetts, and between, right? I mean, we're drastically different than Texas.
Yeah, no, and you have kids, I have kids, and you're right, parents always, or in a lot of cases, focus on the school boards, right? But I guess in Washington here, Senator, last year there was a vote among House Republicans about abolishing the Department of Education. 60 of them said no, and that's why I wonder, even if President Trump says he wants this to happen, whether or not it's realistic that it does.
You know, look, I have 6 kids, and all of them went through the public school system. I have 3 that's still there, 3 that are now in college, and I 100% think that if we figure out the funding stream, if we could talk to these states and say, listen, the money that we're using from the Federal Department of Education, the grant programs that are there, that funding is still going to be available, except we're not going to have as many strings attached. In fact, we're not going to have strings attached. We're going to give that money to the states and let them use it how they would like to. I think you'd see that number drastically change. No one wants to see our kids go backwards in education. We all want to see it even get stronger and better. We're not even competitive now on a national, on a world level, and we want to see it increase. And every parent out there is the same way. And I'm in that boat. Like I said, I have 3 kids still in the public school system. I don't want to do anything to harm their education, but the system we have now is broke and it's not working. And so I'm all about making changes.
Let me ask you about the head of basically the top educator, right? The superintendent there in Oklahoma, Ryan Walters. He's been on this show a bunch, Senator. Here's what he has said about Bibles and in the classroom, and I'll get your reaction on the other side.
I believe that if you're teaching American history, the Bible absolutely has to be included. You have to have it in the classrooms. We will ensure that history is taught in every class. That means kids will know American exceptionalism. That means kids will know the role that faith played.
How do you come down on this issue, Senator? There's obviously the talk of it should or shouldn't be. There's other aspects to look at it as well, and I wonder how you come down on this.
Well, we all make decisions based on how we're raised and our life experiences. I was raised in a very strong Christian family. I've raised my kids in a very strong Christian family, Assemblies of God. And I want them to know the Bible, but I want it to be taught by someone that was taught the Bible themselves, too. I think it's a slippery slope when you put it in the hands of teachers that may not be believers, that's going to be teaching the Word that can easily be taken out of context. So if the state is going to require that, then the state should also be required that it's taught by someone that graduated from seminary school. If you just leave it in the hands of a public school teacher that may be not able to actually teach it because they weren't taught it themselves, then it can cause a tremendous amount of confusion. Keep in mind that that may be the only time that child gets the Word taught to them. And if it's not taught right, the Bible warns of that. So
do you think the state should back off that a little bit?
I've expressed that with Ryan Walters the same way. Unless they're going to require a person that was trained in the Bible and graduated from seminary school or a different type of Bible school, then yes, I think it's I do believe that's probably the wrong move.
Thank you for watching, and make sure you go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below.
to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.